remember I'm in the back seat with Alan Hopka.
So you know that we're working hard to around that bill?
Yes, to land this. Mr. Walter Gretzky, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm thrilled standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. Just go ahead and pinch me. Go on now. They're crafted twin 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind.
Hey everybody, I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to CNB Scene, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the four Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And on this, our final show of the second season, we've got it jam-packed with all kinds of entertainment. From authors to filmmakers, radio hosts to TV stars, drama and comedy, we got it all going on. Plus, we've got some free stuff too. So I say let's get to it. Starting with a very cool program that gives 9 Canadian filmmakers a chance to show off their short films to a national audience. Short Film Face-Off receives hundreds of submissions each year, but only 9 get the chance to compete for a production deal worth $45,000. CBC host of The Debaters, Steve Patterson, returns to helm the 4-part special, which shoots right here in Halifax. And we caught up to the man on the set to get the scoop. First of all, hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. And now here's the thing. You're not from here, but I get sort of an inkling that you wish you were. Is that right?
Yes, I think my inner something.
You're a kindred spirit.
My kindred spirit's a way better way to put it. Yeah, I've got a maritimer in me. Does that come out all right?
Well,
Can we edit that?
Let's just go with this. You're from Ontario.
I am.
But you're here so much now. And tell me what that's like as an entertainer, as a human being, Steve Patterson. Go.
Well, they're the best audiences in the world, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen each other at a few things, and even the top-notch multi-million-dollar business owners they're not arseholes. You know what I mean?
I
It's
should
quite
say,
nice.
Steve had me in stitches. We were at the Atlantic Business
Top
50
CEOs,
CEOs.
yeah.
And you didn't hold back. That was you worked blue the odd time, right?
It's light blue, though, Steph. You know, it's I would call it maybe indigo. I don't work dark blue, but it's maybe indigo.
It was a seafoam. It was unbelievable, and people
Seafoam,
loved it.
Yeah, they really got into it, and that's why I did a very sort of non-corporate like corporate show, and I think that the people here appreciate that because they do great business, but there's the heart of it. Funny's funny, and people are people, and I find the people out here, no matter what they do, to just be good people, and they want to have a laugh.
Right. All right. Very good. Well, now let's talk about business because you're here
Yes.
to do something that, we're happy that this is happening right in our corner, but this is a national competition that you're hosting.
Yeah, short film face-off. I don't know if you could tell what the show is that we're
Branding.
Yeah, it is a national show that airs on CBC, and this year will air in September, right in film festival season, which is great. And we get to give $45,000 in cash and prizes to
Yeah.
the top film that's voted by viewers across the country, and then that person uses it towards their next film, I assume, or they just take it and we never hear from them again. I don't know. No, they use it towards
That's not right.
They use it towards their next film.
Really sweet deli trays or something.
Yeah,
Can you
Heather, you
imagine?
can imagine how many sandwiches you could buy for 45 G's. But it's as a comic, it's a different kind of thing for me. I'm not here to make fun of
No.
the films. I just help celebrate them and lighten things up a little bit. But everyone's entertaining, and it's a great show. I love doing it.
Right. And it's a broad spectrum of films we're seeing, right? Is that a fair assessment?
It sure is. Yeah, there's some laughs, and then there's some really, really serious, powerful stuff. Some of the stuff, frankly, is hard to watch, but it's important, the films that have
Right.
been made. And they can watch all the films at cbc.ca/shortfilmfaceoff.
Right.
They're
there you
all
go.
there.
And we're
it's
happy
very
there's
range.
3 from our corner of the world, so there's no pressure, but
I
No,
can
this-
read lips.
No, but anyway, okay. So, and let's just talk about it because I loved you were in Prince Edward Island doing your other show, which is The Debaters.
I did that at the big Confederation Center there.
And I mean, come on.
What, Steph? What do you mean, come on? What does that mean?
First of all, I love that show. My favorite had to have been the one where you did William Shatner, Best Actor or Worst. Did you not? Just like, how do you hold back because I know that you crack the funny all the time, but you're flanked by funny folk. That
Flanked
just
by funny folk.
you feel free to use that.
I'm taking that for something. It's either a T-shirt or a bumper sticker.
But
or
how
something.
is that? That must be a lot of fun.
It's great. I get to as stand-up comics. We're lone wolves, Steph. Woo! I usually am just working by myself, but on this show I get to work with other headline comics that I would never normally share a stage with, and at its best, it's sort of a three-person almost improvised play, but everyone comes prepared with their arguments, but it always goes off the rails. And that one in particular, the William Shatner debate, went way off the rails. It actually took an hour to tape it, and on the radio version's 25 minutes. So that's how much we had to leave on the floor. But I love doing the show. I'm blessed, really.
Very good. Okay. Now, the other side of it is you come out here to work, and there's got to be some downtime. So I'm asking you now, what do you love to do when you come here? Because I know you've been to all of the provinces. Is there anything in specific? You don't have to even keep it to Nova Scotia, really. Whatever you.
Oh, wow. Well,
that gives you 4.
It gives me
Brunswick,
4.
Newfoundland,
I know the
Labrador.
provinces,
All right,
Stephanie.
Very good. Very good.
I'm a pub guy, so obviously there's lots of.
I love the odd pint.
I love the great pubs, and I think I've gone to a triangle of old triangles now.
Wow.
I believe. I don't know if there's actually.
You've completed the series.
Yeah, I think I've done the old triangle. I wish they had like the cards you can punch like Subway, and if every 15th pint you got a free pint. It would be the best thing in the world, because I would have like 100 free pints by now. So I go from pub to pub, and you call it downtime, I call it research, and I just meet people, and people say, "Where does your comedy come from?" And I say, mostly from drinking in maritime pubs. And occasionally, though, I will go outside too, and there's lovely fresh air and trees. My brother lives in the Annapolis Valley, so love to go out there and go to the wineries, class it up a little bit. Eat some.
I knew that you and I got along on another level, so
Yeah.
he is indeed a kindred spirit.
Yeah, anything you can drink, I'll drink it. Sometimes I just go eat blueberries just for the juice. I don't even use my hands to pick them. I'm not afraid to say it. And let's see. It's so hard. There's so many great things out here, but that's a few of them. But I everywhere is a good time in the Maritimes. I can just go to a bank and have a full friendly conversation. They don't even have to talk about banking. That's what I love about being out here.
We love having you. Steve Patterson, thank you so much. I know you got to get back to work.
Yeah, I got to go do this thing, but thanks for coming.
Man.
It's a pleasure to be seen on CNB Scene.
And I'll see you at a pub.
Yes, in the not too distant future, I'm quite sure. This is Donair sauce. Thanks again, Halifax. Every time. Leave with Donair sauce somewhere on my body.
Be sure to tune into Short Film Face Off when it premieres on Saturday, September 13th, and every Saturday after until October 4th when a champion is chosen. You can find Steve's other show at cbc.ca/thedebaters. Hey, and be sure to look up that William Shatner show while you're there. It is flat out funny. And while we're on the subject, the hilarious Mr. D is currently shooting its 4th season here in Halifax. We dropped by the set to find Vice Principal Robert Cheeley and Trudy doing their thing, and we'll have a great Insights in 10 with Mr. Torrance coming up later in the show. But right now it's time for Kate Breton-Born, award-winning comedian, actress, and host, Bat McDonald. Well, I have to say, because we were fortunate enough to be here last season, and we talked to Jonathan, and he said this is a dream job. How do you feel about it?
It's absolutely a dream job. One of the reasons that this is a dream job is Jonathan Torrance, actually. I mean, can you imagine spending all day at work watching funny people? And he's certainly one of those. And Jerry's hilarious. We've got funny women on this show, too. My God, Naomi and Lauren. So, I mean, you know how you laugh all day. That's not a hardship.
No, but you have to not laugh. That's the hard thing for me.
I haven't quite mastered that, actually. I haven't.
Is that true?
It's kind of sad. It's true. It's true. I'm back there. I'm supposed to be quiet, and I'm back there snorting and snotting. It's pretty.
So how much of it is improv? That's what I want to know, because it seems like I'm here and I'm listening.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I should say that the writers are incredible. Yeah. Jesse Gabe is our head writer. There's a great writing team on this show. But they are secure enough, and Jerry's very secure with this, too, and he loves to do it, to just explore. So there's quite a bit of it. You can get some great things that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you do it a lot. Now, I know you're a seasoned professional, on stage, on camera.
Old.
No, I just mean
it's
that.
True, I am seasoned.
No, I just mean that you've been around. You've probably worked with every skill level of actors across from you. And I wonder, because you do it like 9-10 times sometimes, the same 4 lines. What's that like for all those actresses out there wanting to follow in your footsteps?
You know what? It's different each time. It is, because something new will happen, or you'll find something new. So it's always fun.
Yeah.
And it's a very creative group,
Yeah.
So you never know what you're going to get.
Here's the thing that I love, and because we celebrate the 4 Atlantic provinces on CNBC, that you're doing it all right here. Now that's got to be great.
How much do I love that? First of all, I'm working with this crowd here. The crew is incredible, right? And when there's a couple of days off, my husband, Maynard, and I, we get in the truck, and we go to Cape Breton.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
what is not to love about
now, I'm
that?
glad that you brought up Mr. Maynard Morrison because you're like the dynamic duo with a third for the Christmas shows, and we got to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing it again.
We're doing it again.
Okay.
This is going to be our 8th Christmas tour.
So fun. People love this show.
We're lucky. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
We get these great crowds. People say that it's become part of their Christmas tradition. So,
Yeah.
very fortunate.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's a mix of music and culture and pretty much
Yeah.
everything you'd want.
Mostly comedy, or we call it so-called comedy until somebody laughs at it, and then we know for sure. That's how it works. And then there's a little bit of music, but it's mostly comedy.
Right, and it's Mary Morrison, who I just love.
Oh, do you? Thank you.
I adore
Thanks.
her.
Oh, I'm glad.
I
I'm
attribute
glad.
now bacon and freezing. I go around the house saying, is
Oh.
that a Mary Morrisonism?
It's a Cape Bretonism.
Okay.
Bacon and freezing. That's what you do for the months leading up to any holiday. Bacon and freezing. Or
Yeah,
if,
I thought
if
you
there's-
said that. Like you coined it and made
Well,
it.
I got it from my homeland of Cape Breton.
Right.
But also, if someone is coming to visit or someone's coming home, oh my God, dear, bacon and freezing. Yeah, there's a lot of that goes on in Cape Breton.
Are you a baker and a freezer now that we're on the topic?
I'm a baker. They do, and what I bake, I'm a pretty good baker. I
Yeah.
cannot cook at all.
Okay.
It's pathetic. I cannot cook, but I can bake, so it doesn't usually make it to the freezer. I mean, come on, I'm not a little slip of a thing here.
Well-
I enjoy what I bake.
And it must be very good because everyone else is eating it.
Yes, that's
Not
what they
enough left
say.
to freeze.
There's not enough left to freeze. I'm very, very good at it.
Very good at it. Okay, now let's talk about this because I would like to say that you're now beyond multifaceted because you're an actress, a singer of stage, screen, and whatnot, and an author. Is that correct? Have I heard
Yeah.
right about that?
Yeah, I have a book coming out. That feels so funny to say that. I have a book coming out in
She's
the
an
fall.
author.
I'm an author now.
So now
Yeah.
what's this about? Tell me.
It's called Mary Morrison's Cape Breton Christmas. That is the title, and that's
So
what the
it'll
book
be
is.
out for the concert tour or
Yeah.
prior to it?
Prior to.
Okay.
It's coming out in the fall. And it's about all things holiday. When the family comes home, how to deal with them. There are recipes in it.
Like Martha Stewart?
It's not nearly anything like Martha Stewart, believe me. I won't be getting that crowd.
No.
It's comedy. It's comedy.
okay.
But I should point out there are helpful things in the book, like gift-giving do's and don'ts.
Like,
Stuff
can
like
you
that.
share anything? Just give
I'm
me
trying
one.
to remember.
Okay.
Yeah, here's one. You don't give anyone a gift that has a sense of permanence, because she will tell. This is all in Mary Morrison's voice. She tells
Right.
about her nephew Damien, who got a gift certificate for a tattoo for Christmas.
Oh, no.
So he has on his chest, "What the world needs now is love, sweat, love."
Oh.
It's kind of sad.
Right.
No tattoos for Christmas. So there's many, many helpful hints.
Be watching when Mr. D returns to CBC this fall. For more information, cbc.ca/Mr. D. And for info on both Bet's 'Tis the Season show and her book, Mary Morrison's Cape Breton Christmas, visit her site at betmcdonald.com. Well, Bet's not alone in the merriment this holiday season. NB-born singer-songwriter David Miles just tweeted the cover of his Christmas album. He told us how excited he is about that project. And Mr. Miles' good friend and fellow Frederictonian Misha Bruger-Gosman is finishing up her Christmas project too. That's due out in October, and like David, Misha will be touring in support of the album throughout the holiday season. So head to misha.com for show dates and more. We got to take a break now, but when we return, we'll have more TV scoop to share, plus some cool news about season 3 of CNBC. We'll chat with Main Street host Stephanie Domett and give away some free stuff too. We'll be right back. Welcome back to CNBC. Summers are awesome in Atlantic Canada, but fall is fantastic. The leaves, the pie, the pumpkins, and all kinds of new episodes of our TV favorites. Pictou County native Diego Clattenhoff will return to his role as Agent Donald Ressler for the sophomore season of NBC's smash hit, The Blacklist. With James Spader and Megan Boone, The Blacklist airs on Global here in Canada, and you can catch Diego and the gang when season 2 premieres Monday, September 22nd.
A U.S. premiere date has been set for the 5th season of Haven. Sci-Fi announced the first of 26 episodes will air Thursday, September 11th. That's a brand new night for the gang, and that's a brand new character for Emily Rose. No more Audrey or Lexi. That is Mara. Canadian fans will just need to wait a week for the Troubles to start, as Showcase will premiere episode 501 on Thursday, September 18th at 9 p.m., and then sync up with Sci-Fi at 10 p.m. for episode 502. From then on, it's Thursdays at 10 for the balance of the supersized season. I cannot wait. And the long-awaited season premiere of Republic of Doyle has been delayed a week. You can now catch episode 601 on Wednesday, October the 15th. And stay tuned for a CNBC on-set special with the Doyle gang. I still can't believe this will be their final season. I just hope Leslie lives to love Jake for the rest of her life. Hey, feel free to use that hashtag on all your Doyle tweets. I met a lot of fans at the Doyle event here in Halifax who are wishing just the same for Jake and Leslie. Another lady I finally met there was author and CBC radio host of Main Street, Nova Scotia, Stephanie Domet. After she finished moderating things with Alan Hocko and Kristen Pellerin, she kindly sat down for a chat with us.
We're here at this Doyle event, and so many people, I listen to you every day. Do you get that all the time?
Everywhere I go.
Is that true?
Which is great. I mean, I'm delighted that people listen to us every day.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Now, I find it incredibly daunting a task, your show. And I would imagine, do you have, ideas in your head all the time? Or people coming up to you going, I want to be a guest? Do you have, how does it all come together and so seamlessly? That's how it sounds.
Does it sound seamless?
It
Well,
does.
that's good. That's good. It doesn't feel seamless a lot of the time. But I work with an amazing team of producers. I have two really talented producers on my show, Alex Mason and Katie Parsons, working diligently behind the scenes, and of course our technical producer who's also on air, Bill Roach. So among the four of us, every day is a new day at
Yes.
Main Street, right? Because
And
you're
it starts
an
to get-
afternoon show, so
And you
it's
can't
whatever
just-
happens that day.
And you can't just sit there and go, yay, what a great show, because you're on to the next one, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, it's a little bit on the afternoon show. I love it because at 6 o'clock, when the show's over, your day's over.
Okay.
You don't have to worry. Whatever happens overnight, this is the morning show's problem. And then you're just going to deal with the things that happen while you're awake at work, And that's cool. And if something breaks while you're on air, you're going to deal with it.
Right.
It's going to be fine. You do the best you can. It's never going to be the exhaustive, I try to remind some of my colleagues of this. We're all really driven perfectionists. We
Yes.
want to get everything, But I think of it as an ongoing conversation. And each day we're going to contribute a little bit more to the ongoing conversation on 6 or 8 topics.
Right.
Which is crazy now that I say that out loud. That
It
is
is.
actually a crazy ambition.
Well, I wonder because, with me, I sort of focus, obviously I celebrate the East Coast and I celebrate entertainment, but you really are everything from health to politics to local events and everything. Is there any one particular area that you love more, or do you need to have all of it? What's the...
I feel like I'm really, personally, naturally into a lot of things. And the show, although it is this creation of the four of us, quite collaboratively, I have noticed that the things that I'm enthusiastic about are the things that my team will prioritize, which is really lovely. But also, I have a vague sense of who's listening, and I want to try to talk about the things that they want to talk about.
Right.
Because radio is a three-way conversation. It's the host and the guest and the listener.
Right.
And so, the listeners let us know in various ways if they're interested in what we're doing.
Yes.
And if there's something that they think we should be talking about that we're not talking about, we definitely take that into account, But there's so much to be interested in, and
Right.
I'm curious about a lot of things.
Right.
I'm interested in education and sustainability and the environment and food and obviously culture and politics. I'm
Right.
crazy for politics
Yeah.
and development. I'm into architecture, all those things.
So-
And so they just, we kind of find a way, and social issues, we find a way to cram all that into that,
And you're-
rolling 3-hour
Right.
omnibus.
Train. You grab on and
which
go.
is going to crush you if you're not, if you don't look smart, basically, if
Right.
you're not
Well,
quick on your feet.
And you are that.
In addition to being an award-winning broadcaster, Stephanie is a 2-time Atlantic Book Award winner. For Homing, she won the Margaret and John Savage First Book Award, and for her second novel, Fallsy Downsies, which she just released this spring, she won the Dartmouth Book Award for fiction. I'm not sure where she finds time to do it all, but Miss Domette is currently in the midst of writing her third book. We'll look forward to that, and in the meantime, you can tune in to Stephanie on CBC Main Street, Nova Scotia, weekdays 3 to 6 on CBC Radio 1. The Atlantic Film Festival has announced their incredible lineup, and we can't wait to cover all the action for you right here on CNBC this September. We're so pleased Relative Happiness will be among the Atlantic Canadian films to screen there. We had so much fun on the Nova Scotia set of the movie last year, and as luck would have it, we've got a signed copy of the book by Leslie Crew on which the movie is based up for grabs. All you need to do to win it is tell us in which East Coast province was the movie filmed. Well, like I just said that. It's an easy ending to TV Free Stuff, what? Once you know it, hit the website at cnbc.com, click on the TV Free Stuff button, and submit your answer. Good luck to you, and we'll be right back to play Insights in 10 with Jonathan Torrance.
Welcome to another superstar edition of Insights in 10 Redux. Now with star of stage, screen, TV, musical theater, and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Torrance, how you doing?
I've never been on stage, and I've never done musical theater, unless you count Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at St. Pat's High School in 1990.
Yes, I do.
Were you there?
I don't know. Right now, what we have are 4 envelopes. They're all labeled. Would you like to go with a blind? Basically, there's 4 categories. All of these questions, 10 questions in each, have been designed purely for you.
Oh my gosh.
You can go with a blind. I'll just pick any envelope, or I can list off the categories. Your
List the
call.
categories, please.
List the categories. We have sports and leisure,
Uh-huh.
entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
science and nature,
Mm-hmm.
and life and love.
I know the default should be entertainment, but I'm going to go life and love. I'm going to surprise myself and roll the dice.
Whoa.
Are these questions I should know the answer to?
What they are is no wrong answer,
Oh, okay.
although people will judge accordingly.
Okay.
All right, here we go. These are 10 questions now designed so that we know a little bit more, a little bit of insight into Jonathan Torrance.
Who wants that?
I do. Lots of people do. All right, here we go. Lone Ranger or team player?
Pass.
No, I can't pass.
Why?
Cannot pass.
Team player.
Okay. Who was your best friend in kindergarten?
Mark Howlett, who grew up across the street from me. Not to brag, but his father Cecil was the PEI provincial lawn bowling champion in the late 1970s.
One side of the mattress or pretty much all over?
Depends who's sharing it with me. If it's my wife Carol, I try to scooch over to her side.
Very good. But when you're on your own?
Probably dead center, face down.
Stop it.
Like Dead Man's Float.
You're not a flipper and a flopper?
I am. I'm actually a pillow spooner from way back.
So cute. Okay. Who's been the most influential person in your life?
My wife Carol, without a doubt. I had never met someone before that my initial reaction when I met her was, there you are. I have so much stuff to tell you. And on a daily basis, she inspires me, and it's never been work for even a nanosecond. It's just pure joy.
Oh my gosh, you should do like a special and teach classes and whatnot.
I don't know that.
That's good. That's good stuff. Okay. Have you ever been set up on a blind date?
No,
Never ever in your whole entire life?
never in my whole life, no.
How do you relax?
I play my guitar. We live in the country, so my 4-year-old daughter wanted to plant a vegetable garden this year, so we do a bit of gardening. I like to mow. We have a big little acreage.
Do you have a
so
ride on? Or?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, mower-wise,
John-
yes. We have a John Deere 52-inch deck.
It's not that kind of show. If you could change your first name to any other name, what would that be?
It's a great question. I always used to say Winston when I was a kid. And there was a while when Michael J. Fox was big, I wanted to change my name to J. Ormond Torrance because my middle name is Ormond. And I wanted people to call me Ormond until folks started calling me Ormy. And who wants
Deal
that
breaker.
rap? Yeah.
Deal breaker. Do you now, or have you ever wished on stars?
Yes. Although a dear friend of mine says, be careful what you wish for because you only get a certain number of wishes in the world. So you shouldn't wish for it to, I wish the sun would come out. That's a waste of a wish. I wish
There's
I didn't get hit by that
finite
bus.
number of-
That's a wish.
Who said there's a finite number of wishes?
My wife, Carol. She also says there's a finite number of tears in this lifetime and you shouldn't waste them. I sound like the biggest
Wow.
whipped.
No, you just love her. That's nice. All right, we're learning a lot here. Cat person or dog person?
We have a barn kitty, but we also have a 3-pound Morkie named Henry.
What's a Morkie?
His dad is a Maltese and his mom's a Yorkie. And we bought him because we wanted something that could fit in a SABStv bag for when you travel. So you can carry him on a plane.
So you're a bit of both then, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't mind.
No, I don't mind either of them.
All right. Now, and our final question, so that we know a little bit more about Jonathan Torrance. If you could switch places with one person in the entire world for one day, Jonathan Torrance, who would that person be?
How meta would it be if I said J-Rock? Can I switch places with a character that I play on TV? Take a second and wrap your head around that.
Barkeep, another round.
Or Robert Shealy from Mr. D. Maybe I'd switch places with him.
So you love everything. You wouldn't change just one day now. Come on.
I don't think I would want to be anywhere or in any different headspace than I am exactly at this moment.
Wow.
It's just you and me, kid. Is that the wrong answer? Oh, I just thought of one. Can I say it?
Yes.
Truthfully?
Yes.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Really?
Yeah. I went through a thing several years ago where I was obsessed with Gordon Lightfoot, and I was working as a writer on the Juno Awards. I think it was the year 1999. Have I told you this before?
No.
So I watched old performances on the Juno Awards, and he performed If You Can Read My Mind. I think it was in 1996. And there was just something about the way he sang. There was a Canadian forest backdrop, and every time he said the feeling's gone and I still can't get it back, it was like the 1,000th time he'd sung the song, but there was so much feeling behind it.
Right.
That I got into this Lightfoot phase where sometimes late at night I thought I was Gordon Lightfoot. Like I was so into it.
Right.
Can I go on?
Yes, boy, go ahead.
So I was filling in on 22 minutes. This is actually a good story.
Yeah.
Should I start at the start? So I'm filling in on 22 minutes, and it was when Gordon Lightfoot was in the hospital. And they had said that he just had a bit of stomach trouble. So I wrote this thing where I was Gordon Lightfoot in the hospital bed, and Colin Mockery from the desk was checking in with Gordon Lightfoot in the hospital. So he would say, like, Mr. Lightfoot, what happened? And I would say, oh, the ambulance came about 7 a.m. and sing the answers about what happened to me in Gordon Lightfoot songs. Like, the medical papers still don't really know what was wrong with me. It aired once. And the Lightfoot family sent a cease and desist letter because he was a little more 50-50 than they'd been letting on. So what I thought was loving tribute was actually interpreted in a way that was insulting and devastating to the Lightfoot family. So I was mortified. And it only ever aired once, but it exists somewhere in the archives of CBC.
Well, it's brilliant, and I believe a tribute to a man that you adore.
I would play Gordon Lightfoot. The bloated, drunk years.
And now you know a little bit more
Maybe too much.
about Jonathan Torrance. Now, that was really good.
Thank you.
Now you can watch this episode and all the other great Community One programming anytime you want. Simply click the On Demand button on your Bell Alliant Fiber Op TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. And be sure to visit cnbscene.com, where we celebrate the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special 24/7.
Well, that's going to do it for this show. We'll see you back in September for a brand new season of celebration here on Canada's East Coast. I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Thanks so much for watching. See and be seen.